there! Art thou frustrated with Facebook's pixels and optimizing and not getting the results you want? You're not alone. And today we're going to be covering how to optimize your Facebook pixel quickly and effectively. Now let's get started. So as many business owners and brand new marketers know, one of the hardest things to do when launching Facebook advertising is optimizing your Facebook pixel. You know, that piece of code that goes on top of your website in the header, it's on probably 80% of the world's websites, and getting that pixel filled with data so that it can help you find your ideal customers on Facebook and Instagram. So today we're going to be covering exactly how to optimize that Facebook pixel quickly and effectively, and to fill your pixel with the best data so that moving forward you can have the best advertising campaigns possible. Hey guys, I just want to pause the video real quick and just thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date on all the crazy marketing changes and iOS 14 updates and all of the different things out there, make sure you hit subscribe and turn your notifications on. Also, I wanted to let you know I've got 2 different books that you can get. This one, Becoming a Digital Baller, the Playbook. This teaches a lot of the fundamentals that are really important when it comes to understanding what all the pieces fit together. Email marketing, SEO, advertising, organic social media, websites, all of that stuff. Great for brand new marketers, people just getting in. This one, Advertise Like a Digital Baller, is all about advertising, what KPIs to look at, ad copy, and all of that, how to pretty much everything you really need to know to get started or just level up your advertising. Both of them are available on Amazon, or you can go to the website and get a special deal for the digital copies right now. If you want experts to come look at your ads manager, look at your data to find what problem you're running into of why sales aren't happening at a price point you want, cost per purchase you want, growth that you want, go ahead and schedule a free consultation with one of my team members and we will jump on the call and look at the data, look at everything for you to help you identify what problems you're running into and how we can fix them for you. Now, back to the video. So to better understand the Facebook pixel in general, you need to understand what the customer journey is. Now, this is an example of e-commerce, but essentially you want to get sales, right? Online sales. And you have your customer, right? This is your ideal customer. This is who you want. They've never heard of you before. Now, to get them from never hearing from you before to buying your product, that's like climbing a mountain. But here's the deal. Every time this customer has an opportunity to make a decision, there is a fork in the road that they can veer off the path and abandon the journey. It could be looking at, pausing to stop and look at your ads, deciding to click on your ads, adding something to their cart, initiating a checkout, putting their credit card information in, right? Those are all steps of the journey where people can veer off the path of purchase. So that what the Facebook pixel does is allows you to say, it's that piece of code, right? It allows you to say, Facebook, I want this goal. Find people who are most likely going to make this goal. But the problem is your brand new pixel doesn't know that path. So it has a hard time finding the right person that's going to get up that path all the way to purchase. All right? So what you have to do is optimize your Facebook pixel, right? But the problem is when you have a brand new pixel, it has 0 data. It doesn't actually know what the path is. And so a lot of the problems that marketers and business owners start with is one of 2 things. They just set the goal for the campaign at purchase, right? That's what they want, without any data for the pixel. So Facebook doesn't really know, should they go this way? Should they go this way? Which way should it go? The Facebook pixel, it just doesn't have enough data. The other problem people make is they optimize or they set the goal of the campaign at one of these spots in the customer journey that's just too soon. So then you tell Facebook, hey, I want to get people here. Facebook's going to get as many people as it can to get here, but then it has all of this space that Facebook has no idea how it's supposed to get them there, because their goal is this. And that's something that's really interesting about Facebook is they want you to spend money with them. They want you to continue to run ads. And so if they're getting you what you set your goal to, let's say this is the add to carts. Let's say you set the goal for the campaign is add to carts. If they're getting you tons of people to add something to their cart on your website, they think they're doing a great job, even though you know, I really want purchases. I really want people to give me their money. I don't care if they add things to their cart. So part of optimizing your Facebook pixel is you want to get Facebook as much data as possible on this customer journey. And that's what we're gonna cover. There used to be a way of optimizing that can take a long time and sometimes fill your pixel with data that's not as relevant, crappy traffic, people who aren't very likely to buy. And we're also gonna cover the new way of doing that. Speeds up the process and gets you better data so that you can launch your campaigns and get much better results in the long run. So I wanna explain the old way of optimizing your Facebook pixel. Now this is a pretty standard way that I've seen a lot of businesses optimize this pixel, and it's okay. I've used it in the past. It's not my favorite way because it can just take too long and it can sometimes fill your pixel with crappy data. Now how it works is you have a brand new pixel, brand new ad account, and again, we're using the e-commerce customer journey. The first thing you do is you optimize for this first decision of the customer. Usually what that is a link click. Sometimes you can optimize for video views or anything, but most people, what they've done is they just optimize for link clicks, okay? And it's filling this data right here. Then once you got to around 100 link clicks, then you optimize for this next part, which would be landing page views, right? Then you optimize for the next part once you hit 100, right? So again, you're just filling this data one step at a time. Adding something to their cart. Once you get 100, then you optimize for initiate checkout. Then once you optimize for once you get 100 conversions, right? Then you optimize for the next step. And that's the way they do it. The problem with this is you're filling this pixel with this data, which the data for these, optimizing for these events at the very beginning, usually isn't the best traffic. It's usually, again, Facebook has data on everybody. They know who's most likely just gonna click on ads and not buy. They know who's most likely to make it to the website, look around, and then peace out. And that's why optimizing for link clicks will never get you sales on your Facebook advertising, because Facebook only cares about getting you this first step, not the actual goal. So it just takes longer, and it also skews the data of the quality of your ads, because you might be getting great click-through rates with these ads, but it's not a true click-through rate. And that's why I don't like using this method, especially after iOS 14 updates, where a lot of these events don't fire anymore. Apple's blocking it. People have ad blockers on their computers. For me, I have an ad blocker on my computer. I have to turn it off if I want to check if Facebook pixels are firing or not, or go incognito. Otherwise, it just blocks it all together. Okay, so this is why this method doesn't work as well anymore. Something important to understand about this new way of optimizing your Facebook pixel, it's about getting data. It's not about getting sales. Okay, this is an investment into your data, into your pixel that will pay off in the long run, but you're not gonna see sales right off the bat, most likely. And something else to note, that the results of all of this can vary based on the quality of your content, how good your ad copy is, and all of that, okay? So the very first step in all of this is finding one interest-based audience that you would consider is your most ideal customer. A lot of times people are tempted to try split testing like 5 or 6 different ad sets and all this other stuff. But the first step is you just want to try one that you have that's most likely your ideal customer. Again, this is very important because you're filling your pixel up. So you want to fill up your pixel with the best, most ideal customer data. A lot of marketers, what they'll do is they won't run to any audience. They'll just let Facebook try and find people. Or they try audiences that aren't quite relevant, and it can just throw all of the data off. So you just want to pick one good audience, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have set up your campaign, okay? And you're going to optimize for that end result, right? So if you're trying to schedule appointments, you're gonna optimize for scheduling appointments. If you're trying to get sales on your e-commerce site, you're gonna optimize for sales, right? So you are optimizing for the end result. And you're gonna have that one ad set. Okay, this is where your audience is, you're targeting in the Facebook Ads Manager. The next thing you're gonna do is a little dependent on your budget, how much creative content you have. Let's say you have 2 videos that you wanna run as ads and 2 images that you wanna run as ads, okay? So what you want is, so you'd have video 1, video 2, image 1, image 2. So each of those main creative content, the main creative, you want 2 variations. Variation 1, variation 2. And that is going to be based on ad copy. So you want 2 variations of this video, and for each one. And what you're going to do is you're going to run this campaign for 5 days. If you have more money to spend, you could probably spend more and have it in a less amount of time. But usually you want to set this for about $30 a day for 5 days. And you're not going to change anything. You're not even going to look at it. Okay? You're going to be tempted to. It's going to drive you nuts, but you're not going to. And you're not going to touch it. You're not going to look at it for 5 days. Now, at the end of those 5 days, what you're going to do is based off of the link click-through rate, you are going to pick a winner. So based off of the link click-through rate, you are going to pick the winner of each of these 4 different pieces of content. So variation 1, variation 2, variation 2, variation 1, right? Like you're gonna pick those winners. And it's all gonna be based on the link click-through rate. And the reason we're doing this, we're basing it off of that, is because we're testing to see which creative is best. And the number one factor of what's the best performing ad is how many people are seeing the ad and going to the website. Now, the reason we're setting it up this way is if we're optimizing for the very best result, the purchase, right? We know we're targeting our most ideal customer. The Facebook pixel is not going to help as much, so we can see what the true best performing ad is. So then in the next phase, we pick just the best performing ad copy for each of these variations, so we know we have the best performing ads. So this gives you the best creative that's not being influenced by what you're optimizing your campaigns for, what you're setting your goal to. And it just sets everything up so in the next phase, we have the truly best content to show first. So part 2, we're gonna take the best performing copy and ads and everything, and we're gonna set up about 5 or 6 campaigns that are almost identical. Each one is only gonna have one ad set, and each one is going to have the winning copy of these ads, okay? So you should only have 4 ads in each campaign. For each campaign, we're gonna be optimizing or setting our goal for something different. The very first one is you're gonna be optimizing for reach. The second one, we're gonna be optimizing for link clicks, okay? The next campaign we're optimizing is for landing page views. And again, this is where it can be a little bit different. If you're optimizing for lead generation, you just follow the next step in the journey, right? So if it's leads, then scheduled appointments, you can do that. But for e-commerce, the next step would be add to cart. The next one would be initiate checkout. And then the final one would be purchase. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So potentially 6 new campaigns. There are a couple other ones you can throw in there. You can also throw in engagement if you want to run ads for engagements, or if you want to run ads for video views. Those are some that would be in between here that you can just kind of add in. But what this does is it's going to, instead of moving the target up and having the pixel continually dump in bad traffic and then okay traffic and better traffic and everything, you're dumping it all in at once, and it's all working together. And again, you only run this for about 5 days. So it's able to just speed up the process of filling the pixel in data. So you're running this all at the same time. So Facebook now has a chance to just dump in all of the data of all of the different points of the customer journey. So it fills up the pixel data all at once instead of one step at a time. Because Because the old way can be really long and drawn out. It might take a long time to get 100 conversions. This just does it all at once, and it just makes it a lot faster. And you're already picking the best audience and the best copy when you ran it that first 5 days. So it makes it a lot more efficient and effective. The best part about this strategy is once you've done this for your pixel, you should never have to optimize for anything but purchases ever again. Okay, and that's where you can then start diving into lookalike audiences, new interest-based audiences, and getting more into that. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, make sure you hit like because it just helps the video a ton. Also, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on all marketing and entrepreneurship tips and strategies out there that we cover here at Rep Labs. And leave a comment if you have any questions that you would like answered in future videos. I'll see you next time. And that's a wrap with a bow on top.